Let's talk about this crook right here, Dana White. Great promoter, horrible for the fighters. I don't really keep up with MMA, so I'm really behind on the news, but I just saw that Dana White blocked George St. Pierre from being able to fight Oscar De La Hoya. You have fat boy Daniel Cormier, who likes to cry every time he gets beat, talking about, oh, it's too risky, it's too dangerous. GSP is one of the greatest of all time, and if he loses or gets starched, it's a bad look for him. Shut your ass up with your crybaby looking ass. That's why whenever you ran up on fucking Jake Paul, you didn't do shit, and you're scared to get in the boxing ring with him. Fuck you, and fuck what you're talking about. Let me put it like this. I have always said, in the UFC, in their entirety, there's only two fighters I believe that could transition over to boxing. One was Anderson Silva, and we're going to see how good he does very soon. The other is GSP. I believe GSP has the best hands in all of boxing. Hands down, the best hands, the best boxer. He's the only motherfucker in all of MMA I've ever seen that fucking uses the jab. The dude can box. Now, most of them MMA fighters, I say they stand zero chance in a boxing ring. Zero. Because they look like pure shit. If you're an MMA fan, I'm sorry. Your guys are pure shit when it comes to boxing. Case in point, look at what just happened to Askren. He couldn't even take a fucking solid shot on the chin from somebody who knew how to throw a punch. An actual punch. Not an MMA punch, but a real punch. And he went down like a sack of fucking potatoes, what he was built like. Again, I think GSP stands a very good shot at beating Oscar De La Hoya, especially if he's been in shape. We know Oscar has not been in shape. GSP has amazing hands, and what I don't understand is how this bald, fucking walking penis-looking dude could fucking stop a fight when GSP's been retired. They talk about, oh, his contract's been frozen. It's frozen. What type of fucking slave labor contract is this? I'm telling y'all right now, MMA fans, y'all need to push for a Muhammad Ali Act against Dana White. Y'all really do, because this is ridiculous. He is sitting here robbing these guys of their money. They don't get paid dick shit. They get paid worse than a fucking journeyman in boxing. Their world champions make less money than a journeyman in boxing. That is fucking ridiculous. And they do similar numbers. I mean, they fucking run pay-per-views all the time, but I'm saying they do similar numbers. They're at least pulling a couple of 100,000. So how is it that you have premier boxers who can only do a couple of 100,000 on pay-per-views, making anywhere from 5 to 15 million a fight? And these UFC guys like John Jones, biggest paydays are maybe $1 million at best. It's fucking ridiculous. We just saw Regis Prograis get his biggest contract for a fight at like $870-something thousand, and he's not even a fucking champion. We're talking about a guy who's a contender right now. Like, this shit don't make any sense. I don't get it. I don't understand it. And that's some bitch ass shit right there, because here's the deal. There's nobody in boxing who has ever said, oh, it'll make boxers look bad if they go over to MMA and lose. Nobody felt bad for all the other boxers when James Toney ran his fucking mouth, came looking like he had never trained a day in his life, and got beat the fuck up. Nobody complained about it. Nobody thought it made other boxers look bad. Nobody. He got what he deserved. He talked all that fucking shit. Obviously didn't train, because I think the contract to fight was for 205, and he couldn't make weight because he didn't even try to make weight. So then they made it heavyweight, and he just got curled up and didn't know what the fuck to do. So again, it doesn't make any sense. When Ray Mercer fought that big tall ass fucking dude from MMA and knocked him out within like 4 seconds, it didn't make MMA look bad. It is what it is. It's a fight. These guys come from different backgrounds. One's a boxer, one's an MMA fighter. Nobody going in would expect GSP to beat Oscar De La Hoya. But somebody like me who's watched GSP I watched him because I like how good his hands are, how good he can box, how accurate he is with his jab, his combinations, everything that he does with his hands. I liked him because he wasn't an Olympic wrestler. He wasn't this NCAA champion. No. But whenever the wrestlers got in there with him, he just fucking out wrestled them. He made them look like they didn't know how to wrestle. That's what made GSP great. And what makes a great is taking on great challenges. So, because Dana saw Askren, who we put, a $2 million bet down on, and then reneged on it like the little bitch he is. Because Askren got his ass sparked by Jake Paul. Now he's scared for his guys to go over there because it's going to delegitimize MMA. I don't understand that. These guys are fighters. At the end of the day, they're either going to win or they're going to lose. Does Oscar have an advantage? Yeah, I would say he probably does have an advantage, maybe. But we also know Oscar De La Hoya has done a lot of powder. We know he's a fucking struggling alcoholic. We know he's been out of shape. He's been in real bad shape. And every time I've ever seen GSP, he looks like he's remained in at least some type of competition shape. He looks like he's always had a good build, no matter if he's been fighting or not. And what we also know about GSP is he's got some fucking amazing hands. So the fact that their best striker, in my opinion, like I said, arguably number 1 or 2 of all time in MMA, so be between him and Anderson Silva. Now, I only put Anderson Silva in there because he's got such good body movement, but his hand game's really not on the same level as a GSP. Because Silva had kicks and everything else, whereas GSP could just piece your ass up, and that's how he wins fights. Make your eye fall out your damn head. That's how he wins fights. But again, I just think it's bullshit. I've rambled on long enough. I had no idea that Dana White blocked this shit from a guy who's supposedly been retired for years, but yet he still holds a fucking contract over his head. I'm telling you, man, these MMA fighters need to come together, do something, because all the money they make is being stolen from them, and they're being contracts that exist that are frozen, and you have to ask for permission years later after being removed from the sport. You don't need to get in business with people like that. Fuck that. That's fucking stupid. But let me know what y'all think in the comment section. My bad. I'm irritated because I like GSP. I had no idea that he was supposed to be fighting Oscar De La Hoya. And I think it would have been a great fight. And I think there's a good possibility that GSP beats the shit out of Oscar De La Hoya in a boxing match. Let me know if y'all agree with me. Do y'all think I'm crazy? Because I know I'm going to have more boxing fans here than MMA. But do y'all think I'm crazy for thinking that GSP could piece up Oscar De La Hoya? Do y'all think it's out of the realms of possibility? Because if I was putting, let me say this. If I was putting money on a fight, I'm a little hesitant to say this, but I honestly believe, knowing the way that Oscar has lived and knowing how good GSP was with his hands. Now, I know the quality of opposition is nowhere near the same, but here's the deal. You can't fake a clean shot. In other words, what I mean by that is, when you see a guy throw a punch straight down the line, he's throwing a punch straight down the line. That's it. You can't fake power. When you see him knock a dude's eyeball out of his head, you can't fake that. That's real. That's a human body taking damage. And that's what I'm saying. Like, when I don't think he'd do his Superman punches. It'd be funny if he did. I don't think there's actually a rule against it in boxing. It's just nobody in boxing would ever leave their feet. But I'm telling y'all, honestly, knowing the type of lifestyle De La Hoya's lived, knowing the type of lifestyle it looks like GSP lives, I might actually, if I was going to bet on it, put money that GSP wins the fight. I would not be surprised. I can see a robbery making him lose, but I think it would have to come down to that. I don't think Oscar De La Hoya could beat him in a boxing ring. I really don't. And I don't understand why they're going to make the comment, Crybaby Cormier makes the comment that, it would devastate UFC. Look, here's the deal. GSP's been retired for years, so it's not like he's a current active champion. It's not like the number one guy, the current number one guy, is getting his ass knocked out. But I tell you this, off of what I've seen, GSP right now retired stands more of a chance of beating a guy like Oscar De La Hoya than any of their fucking current reigning champions in a boxing match. I tell y'all that. I believe that. them UFC guys I see on top, they ain't got no fucking hands. They're fucking trash when it comes to boxing. They're good at what they do, but they're not good at boxing. I just want to say that for any MMA fans that hear this, because I know I'm still rambling on even though I was closing out the video. Because I'm just agitated, irritated that the fight would be blocked, if it is true. Let me say that. Let me say allegedly, because I don't need to keep saying this like it's facts, because I don't truly know. But from the articles that I saw, it did say that Dana White blocked the fight, and I'll say allegedly. Allegedly, GSP is locked down into the contract. So, again, if all that's true, it's bullshit. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Who do y'all think would win? Do y'all think it's a good fight? Do y'all think it's a competitive fight? Or do you think it's just a fight that Oscar would just steamroll? Hit up the comment section. Let me know. And I normally say this at the beginning, but I forgot because I started rambling and went on a tangent. Go ahead, hit that thumbs up. Subscribe and hit the notification bell. That way you get updated when I drop the newest content like this. Thank y'all again for watching.